Hello there. I'm just going to talk about what's on my mind today. Um, I've been feeling out of sorts for the last couple of days, and it kind of came to a bit of a head last night. So I thought I was doing all right. I know I've been a little bit frustrated of late for um, for not being more open and receptive to intuition, to being able to just be still and go in and listen to what comes up for me, and accept that that's the right thing. I'm a doer. I always have been, but I'm also really spiritual, and I know I'm intuitive, and I know I've got various gifts, but sometimes I'm human, and I get bogged down with day-to-day stuff. And yesterday yesterday morning was a day when I turned down a job offer that has been on the table for pretty much 8 weeks, and I turned it down because of money. And by last night, I was on a webinar with a few of my friends from SFM, and I was feeling really numb. I was just letting them all talk, and I just didn't feel like joining in. And and then a couple of them had to jump off, and then there was a few of us left, and I think one of my friends asked me if everything was all right, and then I just cracked, and I just burst into tears. And it was like, what's going on? And I've kind of been sort of processing all of that since last night, and been on a call today with a coach in SFM who is incredibly intuitive and energy driven, and it was really beneficial. Um, and and also I've been chatting to my Bessie mate in SFM, Andy, who is also incredibly intuitive and incredibly wise, and an amazing coach. And I know I'm the cause of, or I'm getting in my own way, not cause. I'm getting in my own way, and I'm getting bogged down with the human stuff. And the whole reason why I ended up going for this interview for this new job was because I couldn't stand the negativity, the black energy, the feeling like I'm just a number on a balance sheet of where I'm currently at. I'm at. And it was less about the money and more about the environment. And then as soon as I got the email with the offer for the job, and it was not what I wanted, and it was less than what I'm on, I instantly took offence, and my ego reared up, whatever the word is, and was just like, I don't think so. No. And what a fucking idiot. Well, no, okay, I'm not going to say that, because I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm just doing the best I can, because I'm single, self-sufficient, have a son, have bills to pay, have overheads, all the rest of it, and I'm trying to build my online business, and all of that takes money. And to think that I'm potentially going to drop my money in theory, but actually in reality I could actually end up earning more money if I did really well at the new job, because it's uncapped. I could earn as much commission as I wanted to if I was doing really well. But you know, the logic in me says, well, not in your first year, Mel. It's going to take you a good 6 months to get up to speed properly. It's going to take you a good 6 months to build those relationships with your new customers. So you're not probably going to earn more money in that first year. And where does that leave me? Well, that leaves me in a slightly worse off position. And it feels like I can't take that position because I've stretched myself so far with all of my other commitments. And I just basically tied myself up in a few invisible knots, and started to let money rule, and have spent, you know, somehow I've spent loads of money this month, paying for holidays, paying for my son. He's not working at the moment. And yeah, and it's every so often it just bites me in the arse and makes me think, what the fuck are you doing? So I've just kind of been caught up in all of that, and then at that point you can't see the wood for the trees sometimes, and you certainly don't sit and listen to your intuition and to your heart and to your gut instinct and trust and all that sort of thing. So anyway, so yeah, I've been on a bit of a downer the last couple of days, and have through talking with Frank, the coach, through talking with my mate Andy, they have brought it back to front of mind in terms of where I need to be looking. You know, they've not said you've got to do this, you've got to do that. They've just been asking me the questions, and I've been coming to my own realizations. And even if I do drop a little bit of money, seemingly in theory, whether it will actually be a drop or not, so fucking what? The actual reason for me to want to move was not about the money, it was about the environment. And Frank made a great point. If I continue in the environment I'm in, it just has a knock-on effect. And I've had this conversation before, but you forget, it has a knock-on effect to everything else. So if I was to take myself into a nicer environment, even though it's seemingly less money, then the energy I'm now exuding in a nicer environment where I feel more valued and I don't feel like I'm going to get screwed over every 2 months, that will carry through into the stuff that I'm doing for myself with the online marketing. You know, the videos I'm creating, the emails I'm writing, the blogs I might record, the vlogs. And it all makes perfect sense, because when I have done well in my online business, it's been when I've been at an event that's highly charged with positivity, and I've been with some of my SFM mates. Every time something good happens in my online business, I seem to be not stressing about the day job or anything else. I'm in the moment, I'm enjoying learning about how I can improve my business. And I'm surrounded by amazing people with great energy and yeah, all on the same wavelength. And that's no coincidence, is it? It's not a coincidence. So I have to keep reminding myself of that, and I have to keep taking myself out of my head and into my body, which is what we all should do, because we feel it in our gut, we feel things in our hearts, we feel things in our, pains in our head or pains in our legs or whatever when something isn't right, and we ignore it because our logic and our ego tells us, well, you should be doing it really, regardless of what your stomach's telling you, so that's what I want to start practicing more of, and being more mindful of it and reminding myself more of it. And I think if more people do that, the world would be a much happier place, because I know damn sure that 85% of people are not happy in their job. I'm one of that stat. And a lot of people, probably a good 80%, aren't happy in their day, in their relationships, in whatever it is that they're doing day to day, because they don't trust in themselves, and because they feel like they've got to follow the status quo and do the norm and do what everybody else is doing and keep the shit job to pay the bills. And the fear of the unknown is what keeps us in the known, even if it is miserable and makes us unhappy. And that's a sad reality of life. But if you are more awakened to what life is all about, then you don't have to settle for that, and you certainly don't want to settle for that. And I certainly don't. It's just been the last couple of days I've kind of just sunk into myself a little bit, feeling a little bit of pressure. And also frustration from not being able, from not trusting myself, and from not being able to tap more into my higher self, if you like. Yes, I get messages. Yes, I recognise it. There was a song that came on the radio or on my stereo in the car, just as I pulled into the drive earlier, which is very dear to my heart and for my dad. And I was just like, okay, hi Dad, love you too. And I know it was a little message from him to tell me everything's fine and he's with me. and it's just what I needed. So I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to share, share where I'm at really, and share what I intend to do to move forwards, and to start believing in me and the universe a lot more than I've clearly been doing the last few weeks. So as always, reach out if you would like to talk about it, if this resonates with you. If not, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.